General Laws meeting will be called to order. I need to open the roll to take attendance. Delegates Brewer and Wampler, your vote is not registering on my. All right, thank you. Okay, all present and accounted for. First order of business, we have a few, I believe one administrative action to take, and that is to refer House Bill 2325 to ACNR, and I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move it.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Delegate Bulova.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the request of Delegate Bloxham, he had requested that we adopt the substitute to this bill just because it's changed quite a bit, and he wanted to make sure it got up in the system so that people had a chance to digest it.
Okay.
So with that, I'd move the substitute.
All right. There's a motion, a second, to adopt substitute. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, now we're back to the motion to transfer, and I had a motion and a second to that and held it in abeyance just for a second or so. So we're ready to vote on it. All those in favor of transferring House Bill 2325 to ACNR, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, that's taken care of. All right, next to our committee reports, Chairman Wampler.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had House Bill 1519. This is Delegate Don Adams' bill go by to make some amendments during the last committee meeting, and I deputized Delegate Coiner to work with her on that substitute, and so I would ask that she speak on the work that they've done over the last couple days.
Delegate Coiner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We did have peace in the valley over ensuring that the intentions of the changes to this code section allowed associations with notice given to terminate their relationships with managers for any reason. So it achieves the same goal in a way that required less paperwork on management companies. So I do believe at our last meeting we went ahead and moved this, but I'm happy to.
Okay. Is there a substitute before us?
Yes, I move the substitute.
Okay. All right. So motion a second. All those in favor of adopting the substitute say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Substitutes before us. All right. So I'll restate what I indicated the last full meeting. And that is, if there's any, we'll entertain amendments and substitutes. But if there's any pressing need to hear testimony or there's any controversy governing that, it'll be sent back to subcommittee. So does anyone object to proceeding on the substitute at full committee?
Mr. Chairman.
Delegate Bulova.
Just wanted to make sure we were operating on the right substitute, because I think the idea was that we were rejecting the subcommittee substitute and then adopting the one that was brought up before full committee. And I just want to make sure that that was
Yes,
clear.
Mr. Chair, that is correct.
That's the one you moved to
Yes,
adopt? Okay.
Mr. Chair.
All right. All minds clear? Okay. All right.
Mr. Chair,
yes,
this bill reported 8-0 from subcommittee, and I would report that I would move that it report as substituted.
All right. All right. There's a motion, a second. If we can open the roll, members, please cast your vote. All right. Substitute reports on a vote of 22-0. Does that conclude your report, Delegate Chairman Wampler?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work. Delegate Robinson, or Chairman Robinson. Chair Robinson. Chairwoman Robinson.
Pick one. Just pick one.
Your Highness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, that's going a little too far. I only require that at home. Okay. Our first bill up is House Bill 1753. What House Bill 53 does, and it was my bill, is it just allows for a beverage carrier license be granted to financial institutions or subsidiaries of financial institutions. These will appear in the airport. There will be one in Dulles, and there will be one in Reagan. One will be Amex, and one will be Capital One, and they will run just passenger lounges in the airport. And the bill does contain an emergency clause. It passed the committee on an 8-0 vote, and I so move. No.
I believe there's a substitute. We need to
Oh, there
adopt
is?
that.
Oh, yeah. There, I move the committee substitute, sir.
All right, all those in favor of adopting the committee substitute, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. And we have a motion to report the substitute.
Second.
And there's a second. All right, if we could open the roll on House Bill 1753. Members, please cast your vote.
Tommy doesn't need alcohol to fly.
All right. That bill reports on a vote of 21 to 1.
Thank you,
Madam
Mr.
Chair.
Chairman. House Bill 1779 was your bill, Mr. Chairman. This was the placement bill that just requires that when alcoholic beverages are displayed in a business, that they just have to have signage and that says that they are contain alcohol and are only to be sold for persons 21 years of age and older. There was a subcommittee amendment, so I move the committee amendments.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to adopt the committee amendments. All members in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
And that bill passed from the subcommittee on an 8-0 vote with the amendments, and I so move.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to report House Bill 1979. Members, please cast your vote on the board.
There it goes.
Okay, that bill reports 22 to 0. Right, okay. All right. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 1997, Delegate Creasy's bill, had to do with, provides that the Virginia Racing Commission shall promulgate regulations requiring for each calendar year any significant infrastructure limited licensee that offers pari-mutuel wagering on historical horse racing to hold at least one live thoroughbred horse racing day consisting of not less than 8 races per day for every 100 historical horse racing terminals installed at its significant infrastructure facility, together with any satellite facility owned, operated, controlled, managed, or otherwise directly or indirectly affiliated with licensee. And there was a substitute, and I move the committee substitute.
All right, there's a motion second to adopt the committee substitute. All members in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
And this bill passed out of subcommittee on an 8-0 vote, and I so move.
Okay, all right. There's a motion second to report House Bill 1997. All members, please cast your vote. All right, that bill reports 20 to 1 with one abstention. Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, sir. House Bill 2336, Delegate Wampler's bill. Okay, there was nothing on that one. It lowers the annual state license fee from $1,000 to $500 and the annual local license tax from $200 to $100 for marketplace licenses when the license privileges are exercised during a period of 6 or less consecutive months, and such period is specified prior to the beginning of the license year. The subcommittee recommended reporting on an 8-0 vote, and I so move.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion second to report House Bill 2336. All members, please cast your vote. All right, that bill reports 20 to 2. Madam Chair.
Mr. Chairman, House Bill 1866 was Delegate Phil Scott's bill. what it did was it provided that if the Board of Directors of Virginia ABC suspends or revokes the license of a retail establishment due to the fact that the establishment's food establishment permit from the Department of Health was revoked or suspended, the board shall automatically reinstate such license once the Department of Health has reinstated the food establishment permit, provided that the licensee is in compliance with all applicable provisions of the law. And there was an amendment, sir, and I move the amendment.
All those in favor of adopting the committee amendments, please say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Okay.
And it was recommended by the subcommittee to report out on a 5-3 vote. And I so move.
All right, there's a motion and a second to report the committee amendments and House Bill 1866. All members, please cast your vote. Okay, that bill fails to report on a vote of 11 to 11. Okay, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 2053, Delegate Glass, it establishes the Protect Virginia Grant Fund and Program to be administered by the Department of Criminal Justice Services to award grants to establishments licensed by the ABC for the purpose of providing adequate security for such licensed establishments. The bill provides that prior to the close of each fiscal year, the director of the department shall determine whether there are any surplus payroll funds and deposit 10% of such funds into the fund. Surplus payroll funds are defined in the bill as monies that appropriated to the agencies within the Secretariat of Public Safety and Homeland Security in a fiscal year for the purpose of providing salaries and other compensation to employees of such agencies that will remain unspent due to staffing shortages or the inability to find qualified personnel. The subcommittee reported and referred the bill on a 7-1 vote, and I so move. And it has to be referred to appropriations.
All right, is that part of your motion that it be reported and referred to?
Referred to appropriations,
Okay.
yes, sir.
All right, there is a motion. Did I get a second to that? Second. There's a motion, a second to report and refer House Bill 2053 to the Committee on Appropriations. All members, please cast your vote. Okay. That bill is reported and referred to appropriations by a vote of 22-0. Next bill, Madam Chair.
Next bill, Mr. Chairman, is House Bill 2258 by me. What this bill does is I move the committee substitute.
Second.
Okay. And what this bill does is it.
All right, let's vote on that.
Yep, sorry.
There's a motion, a second to adopt the committee substitute. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Substitutes before us.
So this creates a restricted wholesale beer license that authorizes the licensee to provide wholesale beer distribution services to brewery and limited brewery licensees, provided that no more than 500 barrels of beer shall be distributed by the licensee in any one calendar year. The bill requires the Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services to establish and operate a nonprofit, non-stock corporation to hold such license to promote, develop, and sustain markets, brewery, and limited brewery licensees. The bill prohibits the Board of Directors of the Virginia Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority from granting a wholesale beer license or wholesale wine licenses to any officer, director, or principal stockholder of a manufacturer of alcoholic beverages or the spouse of such person. However, the bill exempts from such prohibition any spouse of an officer, director, or principal stockholder of a brewery or limited brewery licensee that was granted such license prior to January 1st, 2024. And the committee recommended reporting the substitute and referring to appropriations on an 8-0 and 8-0 vote, and I so move.
Second.
All right, there's a motion, a second to report and refer House Bill 2258 to the Committee on Appropriations. All those members wishing to cast their vote on this measure, please do so on the board. That bill is reported and referred to appropriations by a vote of 22-0. One last bill, is that correct?
Correct. And this is House Bill 2419, Delegate Wampler. But I believe Delegate Wampler has a substitute, so I guess we need to first reject the committee substitute?
Yes. We got a motion to do that? We don't have to. Okay, I'm told by the clerk there was no substitute.
Okay. So,
If you have one now, I take it.
but he has
Yeah,
one
okay.
now. So, do we turn it over to him?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I would ask council to report the substitute for the committee, please.
Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, there is actually a line amendment for the bill. At the beginning of line 124, strike educational and community economic development purposes, and insert the purposes of musical heritage and the legacy of the, quote, 1927 Bristol Sessions, end quote.
Okay, and Chairman Wampler, I understand this, the intended line amendment is to narrow the bill to just a very, very narrow application.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. I
all
would
right.
move the amendment at this time.
Okay, is there a second? Second. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Now, does that amendment create any consternation for any committee member, anybody in the audience? Okay, all right. We're prepared to vote on this bill if I can receive a motion.
Second.
All right, there's a motion to report as amended, and there's a second. All members, please cast your vote on House Bill 2419. Okay, that bill reports on a vote of 20-1 with one abstention.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That completes Sub 3's report.
Okay. Delegate Wright. All right. All right. Well, yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
having voted on the prevailing side in which House Bill 2336 was defeated, I ask that we have another vote on that bill.
Is that 2336 or 1866?
HB 2336.
1866? Yeah, okay.
That was the only one that failed.
Is there, I've got a motion to bring House Bill 1866 back before the committee. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All right. It's a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. House Bill 1866 is before the committee. Would the committee like to take any other action on this bill today?
Move to report.
There's a motion to report and a second, House Bill 1866. All members, please cast your vote. With amendments, yeah. That was all right. That bill reports 11-10.
What you said was 2336.
All right. Okay, does that conclude your report, Chairman Robinson? Okay, all right. Next on the agenda is Subcommittee 4, Chairman Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Subcommittee 4 had 5 bills it reported from its most recent meeting. They would be House Bill 2006 from Delegate Rome, House Bill 2161 from Delegate Williams, House Bill 1844 from Delegate Taylor, House Bill 2007 from Delegate Rome, and House Bill 2393 from Delegate Cordoza. I would accordingly move all the committee amendments and substitutes with respect to the same.
Okay. There's a motion. Did I hear a second? Oh, second. To adopt all the substitutes and amendments for those bills on Subcommittee 4. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Chairman Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, on the uncontested docket, we had two bills that reported in that fashion. That'd be House Bill 2006 from Delegate Rome, which allowed for localities that already collect other fees and payments by electronic method to provide that Freedom of Information request fees could be paid by the same. The subcommittee recommended reporting with that amendment 8-0, and I would so move.
All right. Next bill.
House Bill 2161 from Delegate Williams makes various changes to the Virginia Code in an effort to standardize the frequency and length of time with respect to the publication of notices of certain meetings of local governments. The bill's a recommendation to the Code Commission upon the work and efforts of a work group. The bill would also require the Code Commission to continue to convene that work group in an effort to continue to review the notice requirements and then report back on any necessary changes by November the 30th, 2023. Subcommittee recommended reporting 7-0, and I would so move.
Okay. We have a second?
Second.
All right. There's a motion, and a second to report two bills in a block, House Bill 2006 and House Bill 2161. All members, please cast your vote. Those bills report on a vote of 22-0. Chairman Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had three bills that reported in a contested fashion, first of which would be House Bill 1844 from Delegate Taylor. This bill essentially provides that any medical and educational records that are submitted to the Library of Virginia remain confidential by law after being so archived there. The subcommittee recommended reporting 5-1, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion, a second to report House Bill 1844, and there are no amendments to this bill either. Okay, all right. All right, members, please cast your vote on House Bill 1444. House Bill 1844 reports on a vote of 15-7. Chairman Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 2007 from Delegate Rome would require a public body to make available upon request and post on its website or otherwise publish a written policy explaining how the public body assesses charges for accessing or searching for requested records and noting the fee charged, if any, by the public body for accessing the same. Subcommittee recommended reporting 7-1, and I would so move.
Second.
All right, there's a motion, a second to report House Bill 2007. All members, please cast your vote. Missing two votes. Chairman Campbell. All right, that bill reports 22-0. And the last bill on your docket, Chairman Campbell.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finally, House Bill 2394 from Delegate Cordoza would exclude from mandatory disclosure under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act certain trade secrets and proprietary information obtained by the Fort Monroe Authority in its efforts and operations. The bill provides that in order for such trade secrets, proprietary information, or financial information to be excluded, the applicant would have to invoke that exclusion upon submission of the data to them. Subcommittee recommended reporting with amendment by 5-3 margin, and I would so move.
Second.
There's a motion, a second to report House Bill 2394. All members, please cast your vote. All right, That bill reports on a vote of 14-7 with one abstention. I believe this concludes the full committee's business today, but just as an announcement for those who are listening, next Tuesday, we're going to reverse the order of committee hearings, and the subcommittees will conduct their business first, and afterwards, the full committee will act on bills so that if anything from that action requires referral to the Committee on Appropriations, it can get up to Chairman Knight quick enough for him to act before crossover. All right. Any member have any other business to bring before the committee? All right. Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. There's a motion, a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. We're adjourned.